Thank you for joining us for 10 Tampa Bay this weekend. I'm Miranda Parnell. The fighting in Ukraine is intensifying, and Russian troops are said to be closing in on the capital. But as CBS's Michael George explains, Ukrainians are vowing to do whatever they can to defend their country.
Air raid sirens sounded in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, as Russian troops pressed on. On Saturday, a spokesperson for Russia's defense ministry said Russian forces had resumed their offensive in all directions in Ukraine. New satellite images showed troops assembled near a Ukrainian hydroelectric power plant, with armored vehicles and trucks gathered nearby. Ukraine's capital city is on the verge of an all-out assault from Russian forces, and a high-rise building was struck. But Ukraine's president is vowing to keep fighting back, hinting that there's an international consensus to cut Russia off from the global banking system known as SWIFT.
Disconnecting them from SWIFT is one of the, we believe, very effective actions.
As the fighting continues, the Biden administration has authorized another $350 million in military aid for Ukraine's government.
We have to stay the course with the rest of our allies. And in the meantime, we're supplying defensive weaponry and economic assistance.
Demonstrators in cities across the country and around the world donned blue and yellow over the weekend in support for the people of Ukraine. The United Nations Refugee Agency estimates at least 150,000 people have fled Ukraine since the Russian invasion began.
And tonight, rallies are once again happening across the United States in support with Ukraine, from Austin to D.C. to Atlanta to right here in St. Petersburg. Our Miguel Octavio is in Vinoy Park, where hundreds of people have gathered. And Miguel, many people in that crowd know personally about the type of struggle happening in Ukraine tonight.
Yeah, they really do, Miranda. And so far, Ukrainian Americans say it was really important to be united. The rally is over now, but there are still people hanging around here. It really was a sea of blue and yellow, of course, representing the Ukrainian flag here today at Vinoy Park. Some family members say they really haven't slept much for days when this conflict first arose. But it wasn't just our Ukrainian community here, but other people of different nations standing up for their Ukrainian neighbors who gathered here today. It was really a picture of the whole world coming together as one at Vinoy Park. So far, our Ukrainian neighbors say they're still able to reach their families overseas, but they still worry about their safety. They're really depending on actions from other countries against Russia in hopes that more lives won't be taken away from this conflict. But they hope Ukrainians caught overseas seeing this kind of support will give them hope.
All of these videos that we take here will be sent back to Ukraine, to our loved ones, so that they know we are with them and thinking of them, and it gives them the energy they need to continue on.
We're all here to raise the awareness, to get your support, because we're going to fight to the end, and we're never going to give up.
And throughout the day, there have been cars passing by, honking in support. And while conflict has been going on for some time between Russia and Ukraine, some actually didn't believe it would ever escalate to this. Rallies for support aren't just happening in St. Petersburg. Over in Northport, where there is a large Ukrainian American community, there's actually another event happening right now to raise awareness on this conflict. Miranda?